Hello friends, welcome to our channel Joint Account. So on our channel in previous videos you have seen how we talk about investments in mutual funds, shares, gold bonds, etc. But we never talk about what should be the breakup of your investments, that is how you should allocate your investments to each asset class.
So that's why in today's video we are going to see how you should invest in various asset classes depending upon your income, your risk appetite and your age. Also friends, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon besides the channel so that you will get a notification whenever we upload a new video.
If you have any comments or queries, please use the comment section. We would be happy to help you.
So let's begin with today's video.
So friends, to understand the asset allocation applicable to you, we have divided people into 4 groups. So the first group is of people who are aged up to 25 years. These categories are not hard and fast and you can select any group as per your situation. So if you are say below 25 years of age but are earning in the range of 70 to 80,000, then obviously your requirements will be different from what we have suggested here. So you can take pointers from all groups and modify them to your scenario. So in the first group which we have created is for people aged up to 25 years. We are assuming that you have started earning at the age of 21 or 22 years, which is normal. We are assuming that your salary is in the range of 25 to 30,000 rupees. So in this age bracket, we have our initial basic requirements, like we have to buy insurance, we have to complete our basic necessities like a bike, phone, laptop, etc. We may also have some additional plans like traveling or gifting something to our parents or getting married. So we have to be very careful in this stage. Also, the ability to take risk is more in this age, but our income is less. At this age, it is important to invest in yourself and increase your potential to earn higher, and hence your savings rate is bound to be lower. Also, the understanding of personal finance or financial instruments like mutual funds, shares, etc. is also very limited. So at this age, we should focus on gathering more knowledge and then we can invest our money in a proper way. So let's look at the breakup which we suggest at this age group. At this age group, you should invest conservatively and first try to build an emergency fund. And hence we suggest that 60% of your savings should go into fixed income instruments. So what are fixed income instruments? They can be a recurring deposit, a fixed deposit, debt or liquid mutual funds. We suggest to put 20% of your savings into gold related instruments. Basically the returns of which is linked to gold. Why are we doing this? Because in traditional Indian sense, gold has much value and it is needed at the time of marriage, and as an investment also it is a good option, and hence we suggest you to put 20% of your savings into this instrument. The remaining 20% of your savings should be invested into high risk equity mutual funds which are giving you good returns in the long term. The risk is high only if you invest for a short horizon, but if the horizon of the investment is long, then the risk is very minimal.
So friends, the next age group is from 26 to 40 years of age. In this age group, your income also rises considerably and hence you have more disposable income that you can invest in various asset classes. Generally, by this age you have already completed all your initial investments or requirements like health insurance, term plan, your bike, laptop or whatever basic requirements you have. In this age group, people are generally married or are planning to get married, and also they may plan to buy a house and start working towards it. You also have more knowledge on finance in general and understand things better like mutual funds, shares, economy, etc. So as per these assumptions, we will now see how you can divide your investments. So the first category is fixed income instruments. In this we suggest you invest 30% of your savings. Next is gold. In this category we suggest you invest 10% of your savings. So you must have observed we have reduced this from 20% to 10% because in this age group if you are already married then you can still have investment continued in gold because this is a major stabilizing factor in your long-term investment. Also, if you are not married, then you can still continue to invest in the already accumulated gold. Next is 40%, which you should invest in equity mutual fund. So the last category of 20% is kind of flexible. So you can either invest in direct equity or real estate. Direct equity is nothing but when you buy shares of a particular company, and if you're planning to buy a house, you can also invest to accumulate the down payment of your house. Since this category is flexible, you can also invest in any other category depending upon your risk appetite.
So friends, the next group of people we will discuss is aged 41 to 50 years. People generally in this age bracket are at the peak of their careers. Their incomes are substantially high, and hence they can afford to save a large chunk of their income into savings and investments. They also have more expenses because of a larger family. Generally, people have bought a house and finished the EMIs or are very close to finish off the EMIs. People also think about buying a second house at this age. People in this age group have a very good experience and understanding of the world around them. They understand financial markets better. They have experience in almost all the categories of instruments, and hence they understand things in a very detailed manner. Generally, people in this age group have parallel income streams, and hence they have a very good financial cushion because they have been saving for a very long term. People also need to plan for future expenses like their children's higher education or their marriage, etc. If the high income of this age group of people is invested correctly, then it can result in very high gains. So now let's look at the breakup by which you should save your money. You should invest 20% of your savings into fixed income instruments. As you can see, we have reduced the amount in fixed income instruments since you already have a good corpus accumulated there. The next part of your savings, that is 10%, should go in gold. As we know, this will give stability to your portfolio in the long term. A chunk of your savings, a huge portion of it, that is 40%, should be invested in equity mutual funds. Why are we saying this? Because now you have say 20 years till retirement, and you should maximize your profits by investing the money in equity mutual funds. The last 30% of your savings should be invested in a second house, in real estate, or if you want to trade into shares or any other financial instrument which you are comfortable with as per your risk appetite.
So friends, next category is of people with age 51 years and above. So in this category, generally you have higher medical expenses, and hence you should have emergency cash or liquid cash in case of any medical emergencies. The focus should be on low risk investments because you do not want any loss making investments at the time of your retirement. While doing any new investments, you should note that the time for maturity is very less, hence you should invest carefully. Also, you should focus on moving all your investments from equity to fixed income instruments slowly. Now let's see how you should divide your investments into different assets. The first category is 60%, which should be invested into fixed income instruments. These are generally very low risk investments, and hence the maximum investment should be made in this category. Next is as usual 10%, which will go into gold. The third category is 20%, which you should invest or you should use in any of your loan repayment or debt, because you should be debt free by the time of your retirement. The last category is 10%, which we have kept as a flexible option, so you can invest in any of the options as per your risk appetite. So friends, we hope you like our video, and we have made a very generic video depending upon our own experience, because generally people have different financial backgrounds and different situations. So from all these groups and categories, you can form an ideal asset allocation plan for yourself and try to do investments accordingly. If you have any queries or need any help, you can always reach out to us by commenting below in the video. So see you in our next video.